Hi, I'm Donna Botti,
Hi, I'm Bob Clark.
and we're with Delos, and we make the web work for you. And today we're going to talk to you about doing a very quick start in Constant Contact. How can you get your first email sent? One of the things that makes a lot of sense is to have a good template that you use every time you want to send an email. By having information like your contact information, your social media, and your branding already ready to go, you really can concentrate on only getting out your content. Here's an example of a template that we use for my Tech News Tuesday newsletter. At the top you see something called the teaser text. This is a preview that shows in the inbox before someone opens your email, so it's a good idea to pay attention to this. Logo and branding so that people know it's from you. Have a title so it's skimmable. Have a single call to action. And making sure that you're including your contact and social media and hours and other information every time. So if you're in our Constant Contact program, we've created a template for you that matches your branding. If not, I recommend that you create a template first. Constant Contact lets you do that. But we're going to start from how do you create an email from your template? This is Constant Contact's dashboard when you come in on the home page. It gives you an overview of what's been happening recently. When you want to create a new email, you have a create button on the right, or you can go to campaigns and click create from there. So while you're creating a campaign, you can do an email. Constant Contact also has event registrations, coupons, automated email autoresponders series, and other information. Today we're going to show you how to create an email from a template. Constant Contact has a number of different templates available, but you also can save your own template. So we're going to go over to Save Templates, where we have the template we've created based on what I showed you earlier. And we're going to select that template to start with. The first thing that you want to do is to name your campaign. So at the top, you'll see it automatically defaults to the current date and time, but you want to add something in here that's going to be recognizable for you. Your readers don't see this. This is for your own purposes to know what you're sending. So we're just going to call this the TNT for, April 10th. Now, the first thing that you see is an instruction checklist block. We add this in here. This is not a default of Constant Contact, but it's a great checklist on how you should do your email every time. Constant Contact's templates are made out of blocks, and we're going to just delete this block right now because this is what I'm going to talk about are the things in this checklist. You can see that as we roll over it that there is a series of blocks and you edit things in the different blocks. If you want to remove a block, so for example, I'm not going to use the triple image this time, I would actually click the X next to it in order to delete it. You can also copy a block by clicking on the double square, which will give you a duplicated version. And then you can move around a block by clicking the plus sign. So the first thing you want to do is really get the idea of which blocks are you going to use this time and get it all set up. We're not going to use the double image in this case, so we're going to delete those. Our email is going to be a quick, short email, and we're just going to have an intro section, our title with our featured thing, and a call to action, and a closing message. Okay, so now you're ready to put your content in. I recommend creating an editorial calendar so that you know exactly what you're going to say ahead of time. Pick themes for the month, have it coincide with what's going on with your business, and have your copy and information ready to go. The first thing you need to do is to put a great subject in, because the combination of the subject and the pre-header text is what's going to let someone know whether or not they're going to open your email, because that's what they're going to see first. So you click on the pencil to edit this. I'm going to change our subject. Now we're going to go put in something in the pre-header text, which again, people see as the first few lines of your email in their inbox before they open it. And we'll click OK. All right, so now we're ready to put in some content. So the first block here has a Dear Contact Name. This is a replaceable field. Constant Contact can customize and personalize your information based on any of the fields you have included about your contacts. So our template has a Dear and the first name, so we're going to leave that, but we're going to replace the current copy in here with the text that we want. You'll notice that there's an editing toolbar where you can choose bold, italic, adding in links, changing colors, and other information, much like you would use in a word processor. When you have the content you want in a particular block, you save that block by clicking on the Save icon. So now we have our top thing. We're going to change our heading the same way by clicking into it, changing the text that we have. Saving that block. We'll go ahead and add our message that we're going to put in here. You see we got an extra space in the front, so we're going to remove that. Now, Constant Contact has a number of options for images, so we're going to replace the image. When you click on the image, you see a little wheel next to it, which is the settings for the image, and we're going to change it. You can link to an image on a URL on your website, or you can have images stored in your library within Constant Contact. We have something in our library that we're going to use here, but you also, if you needed to upload something, there's an upload button as well. But we're going to pick one of the pictures that we already have, and we're going to insert that. And it's in here. One of the things that's important to keep in mind is not everyone sees images on their email client, so you have the opportunity to put a description in, and if you go back to the wheel and hit change, and in the description we can put in some text that describes what it is. Now this text is stored with the image when you upload it, so since we already had the description, we're good. But you want to make sure that you include that. The next thing we need to do is change our call to action button.
So we're going to change our call to action button here. So we don't want it to say call to action because we want them to learn more about what we just talked about in the short blurb. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. And then up here is a little link button here where we're going to hook the link of the article we're going to be talking about. And we're also going to change this text here. So in this case, I wanted to say learn more. So I'm actually going to go ahead and type that in here. And I want to type it in caps just because we really want people to know about that. So this really has to stand out. And this down below here is where I'm going to put the URL for our link that we're going to choose. So we have an article here from Google that I'm going to copy. And I'm going to go ahead and put this right in here. And hit insert. So you can see my learn more button is here now. And I'm going to go ahead and save that.
So now all that's left to do is to put the closing message in. So we'll edit the text on that. Get rid of what's there. Copy what we want from our calendar template that has information in it. Rid of some extra spaces and save that. So now there's our email and we think it looks pretty good. The next thing we need to do is preview and test it. There's a preview button up here. I'm going to go ahead first and click the save button. It will auto save periodically, but it's a good idea to click the save button as well. When I preview something, I see how it's going to look in the email box, and you can see your email address will already be in there, and you could send a test. It's really important that when you get this test, you have someone proofread it, test all the links that they're working and going to the correct location, and let's go ahead and send that test. Your test has been sent. So did you proof it, Bob? How does it look?
Well, I did get the on my phone and I checked it out, and I did see one thing at the bottom there. There was an extra divider at the bottom, and you can see it's right above the social media. I really don't think I want to put that divider in there, so I want to go ahead and X that out. That looks a little bit better, don't you think, Donna?
Yep, that looks good. All right, so we think we're ready to schedule.
Yeah, I tested the link. The Learn More worked. It went right to the article, so it's ready to go. So we got to schedule it.
All right, so let's save it. And now we're going to hit the continue button. Now, a couple things to notice about this screen. I can send it right now, which is what I'm going to do, but Constant Contact has a best time, and based on all the emails that they sent, they have an example of when they think would be a good time to send your email. You could do that now, or you can also schedule it for later if you want it to actually appear at a specific date and time. If you're doing a consistent email every week or every couple weeks, it's a good idea to pick the same date and time so people get used to seeing what you're sending on a regular basis. But we're just testing, so we're going to send it now. Okay. The next thing I want to do is to decide who we're going to send this to. Constant Contact lets you put a contact on one or more lists. Maybe you have current customers, prospective customers, frequent buyers, geographic area, whatever you want to do. So in this case, I'm going to pick the current customer list, and we're going to save that and send it to one list. We can also narrow it down via tags, but we're not going to do that right now. So let's save that. We have our list that we're going to send it to. And now the next thing that we want to do is hit schedule. Okay, our email is ready to launch. Now we can also promote our message using social share, which is what we'll want to do next. So what you can do is see a list of different posts or a calendar view of posts that you'll want to say when the different times that will go out. You can hook up your Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn accounts, and for each one, choose the picture that you want to send with your post. You can have the tag, change information, choose the time, and then schedule it later. So this saves you time on promoting the campaign that you've just done. So that's a good quick intro of what it takes to send an email each time. It should be a very quick and easy thing for you to do. And I do recommend batching them. You've got a calendar and you know what you're going to say over the next couple of weeks. If you can get a lot of the information prepared ahead of time, you can schedule multiple emails at one time. So thanks for watching. If you want a free Constant Contact practice account, contact us. And remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more information and tips.
Thanks. Click the link below and get that free practice account. See you soon.